Did you know that 3 out of every 4 adults in the United States that are online use social media? Of course, if you're watching this, YouTube is one of those examples, but generally, when most people think of social media, they're thinking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Vine, all of those social media tools that are out there. But the Pew Research Center for Internet and American Life Project just got through doing some research about Americans and their social media habits, and particularly analyze some of the demographics about who uses social media and so forth. Some interesting statistics besides the fact that 72% of online U.S. adults use social media. That's a pretty high number. Basically what it's saying is most people, 3 out of every 4 people that are online in the United States also use social media in addition to whatever else they do online. So, and these numbers are up from 67% in late 2012. So just from 2012, late in the year, 6 months down the road, that's went from 67% to 72%. And think about this: when Pew first started researching this number in February of 2005, only 8% of U.S. adults at that time that were online used social media. So huge jump in, what's that, 8 years, basically, just a little more than 8 years. So they surveyed 1,895 internet users in the United States. These are some of the demographics they came up with. 70% of those men use social media. 74% of women use social media. So a little bit higher, which is it makes a lot of sense if you look at a lot of demographics for various things, especially like Facebook and Pinterest and so forth. Age breakdown, again, no big surprises here, but 89% of the people online in the U.S. between the ages of 18 and 29 use social media. So almost everyone that's between the age of 18 and 29 uses social media. Ages 30 to 49, 78%. Ages 50 to 64, 60%. And ages 65 and over, 43%. So social media is not just a young people thing. I mean, you're talking people over the age of 65, more than 4 out of every 10, almost 1 out of every 2, really, if you do a little bit of rounding there, and in that age group are using social media, which, again, if you look at Facebook's numbers, you can kind of see that it's been a huge adoption rate in the last 2 years, 1 to 2 years, from the older Americans adopting things like Facebook. And you probably know that as well. Your parents, your grandparents are probably on Facebook by now as well. Education level, not a big swing there. People with no high school diploma, about 67% are using social media. Those numbers rise into the 70% range with high school grads and college grads. So especially your college age range, that's where the highest usage is. Annual household income for social media usage, it's all in the 70% range. If you're making less than $30,000 a year, though, you're more likely to be using social media than if you're making over $75,000 a year. But again, we're only talking 4 percentage points there, so not a huge swing either way. The same goes for urbanity, where you live. If you live in urban areas, you're more likely to be on social media than if you live in rural areas. But again, only about a 5 percentage point swing there, so not a huge difference. Pew did break down the numbers in this recent study I looked at for Twitter. 18% of total internet users are on Twitter. That number has risen significantly from single digits just in the last 12 to 18 months. 18% of internet users who use Twitter are men. 17% are women. That number has really grown a lot closer. It used to be a much wider gap, but the adoption rate of Twitter for women has really, especially in the last 6 to 9 months, has really grown at a faster rate than for men. Very popular among Hispanic and Black internet users, and Twitter is more likely to be used among college-educated and household incomes of $50,000 or more. So some very interesting statistics. If you want to see all of this and more, check out pewinternet.org, and they can give you more research. They do research all the time, a lot of great results there. Of course, you can always check out my website at crossdig.com. Check out the blog, always posting new information there. Contact us if there's something you're missing, you're looking for. Be glad to help you find out what you're looking for. Thanks.